Video of yours, I've used about that much. So it was 23 and I uploaded the last video on this, and it finished uploading, and that's what the rating was. So I would say about 200 watt hours the computer used uploading that last video. So very handy little setup, this little thingy for around the house. Works quite well. Okay, viewers, on my work thermos doesn't seem to have a handle, but I've soon fixed that. This thermos was found in this caravan, so it's one of our bloody workers on the farm left this behind. Had a big dink and stained out with black coffee stains, but this cleaned up quite well with a bit of bleach. This has been my work thermos for ever since, so I got sick of dropping it. Got a bit of damage there, so I made a handle. Bit of I think that's, pretty sure it's 1.5 or 2mm squared TPS building cable. Bloody beautiful. Kinked it over and soldered it in place. The original handle would have slid in and slid out, so it was convenient for storage, but that doesn't matter. At least I can carry it and then I don't have to worry about dropping it. Not bad at all for redneck ingenuity. Very handy, this TPS. I got about a metre or two of this stuff. This is a 1970s era Pirelli TPS building cable. Got the time switch on charge again. Put it on charge whenever I get a chance, so I don't lose my tower if it's programmed to this. I'm also still working on this, getting the right resistor. So I'm just sitting on the back burner for now. Okay viewers, well, I've improved my little vacuum arc jar here. Made a nice little spark gap. These actual rubber rollers, they actually come off this, which is a paper feed mechanism from a fax machine. There's it, but it actually grips the paper and rolls out the paper. There's two of those I got off that machine, and these rods come out of that same fax machine. They work perfect for things like this, especially these. These seem to work well as standoffs. So I don't have any ceramic standoffs like that, so it's the next best thing. Put that lid on and pull a vacuum and see how all this can work now. Hopefully there's nothing to burn, so it shouldn't make too much of a smoky mess in there this time. So let's give it a test. Shift that a bit, there we go. Alright, turn on, power on. There you go, it's turned to plasma now, as the vacuum gets higher. Those clamps aren't loaded the right size, so they're not going to grip on too well. There you go. Didn't make the gap big enough. Bloody camera focus. I wonder if I could put some phosphor material in there, like they use in fluorescent light tubes. Just coat the jar on that phosphor, and that would probably light up with a redneck fluorescent light. Static on the jar, my hair standing on end when I put my hand near that. And just for the hair, that static on your hand, It's kind of like a CRT that does that, to get that effect anyway. Cool. Plasma. Interesting, the vacuum's getting higher and I'm getting more of a plasma effect. Okay, vacuum pump off. Vacuum pump is disconnected. You start to hear the arc. Sounds interesting. Pulling very little power. vacuum hose off. There's blow on there, add a bit of air pressure, and there you go. Unplug safety first. Seems to work quite well now. I'll adjust the spark gap and we'll try again. The jar doesn't get quite as hot either, so that's good. Okay, viewers, I made some more better improvements. I got the electrodes up to here, about a little over halfway in those grommets, and jammed the TV flyback HT leads in there. And they're tight enough and they seem to seal and stop corona now. Arc just so I want it to arc. So don't get corona on the outside. It's good, it's working quite well. Alright, let's make that gap a little bit bigger. Now viewers, this little setup is still very temperamental. I kept getting bloody corona, so I'm going to make sure they're pressed tight against the lid to seal out any air. Okay, let's connect the vacuum pump. Okay, vacuum pump's on. That's just cool how it does that. The flyback leads work well on this transformer. They fit those connectors and bolt on quite well. I think they're rated to 50 kV DC, these are flyback leads. The LG cable from a LG projection TV, so quite tough cables. So salvage these whenever you can, they're good for things like this. That's just cool how the arc does that, turns to plasma. You won't get a plasma ball effect there. Interesting. But it's working a lot better than it did before. Better electrodes, a better seal. It's doing it a lot better. It's cool that in the middle of the arc disappears. Just get plasma formation around the electrodes. Not even the slightest bit of noise. About a little over an amp. They're the compressor and the transformer they're both together using. Makes a nice little display there. Wonder what it'll be like in darkness. Should try this at night and see how good it looks. Right, vacuum pump off. As the air gets in, it just turns back into an arc again. You can see the electrodes are getting hot, starting to change colour. You can just start to hear the arcing, the AC noise, so the air is getting in. You still get the plasma around the electrodes as the vacuum releases. Interesting. Wonder what it would be like if I filled the jar with argon. Just got to weld the welding gas. Make a fitting in there, put a tiny bit of argon in there, suck the air out with the vacuum pump first, then draw in some argon, see if that does nothing. Slowly, slowly it's turning back into an arc. Alright, set all the vacuum out. Hear the hose, you hear the AC frequency in the hose. On the microphone. Could find where it is in the camera. Touch the end of the hose on the camera. I should be able to pick up the mains frequency. Well, I can hear it quite well on this hose. Okay, unplug safety first. Oh, that jar's quite hot now. Now we've got a jar full of ozone. There you go. Works quite well. Thanks for watching.